All right. Welcome to the Prosper Nutrition Show, where we want you to prosper and be in health. My name is Jason Steves. I am your co-host. I'm a clinical account specialist with Perk Integrative Health. I'm about to get sound coming through here. All right. Just made it. Uh, Perk Integrative Health. And I am joined by my other co-host, Steve Steves. He's a certified clinical nutritionist and naturopath. He has been helping clients with their health nutritionally for over 30 years. Steve, thank you for joining me. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing awesome, Jason, with a healthy heart and healthy nervous system, functioning well and excited to share with others and the simplicity of how they can have
Yeah.
both of those systems functioning in a high level of energy and vitality.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and then what we're talking about is the heart connected to your brain. We're going to be talking about how the nervous system affects your heart health and what you can do about it. So stay tuned. We're going to be giving you a coupon for a discount on the Prosper Nutrition supplements that we discussed today. Those supplements contain nutrients that are essential for your nervous system and heart function. So stick around. You'll learn a little bit about those supplements and other lifestyle strategies that you'll be able to implement to help improve your nervous system health and heart health. So I'm really excited about the show today. And we also do have other things going on at the nutrition office. If you are local, we do have a class coming up. It's actually more than a class. It's helping you develop your own personalized nutrition plan for your heart health. And that's going to be next Friday, so a week from tomorrow. So you still have time to sign up. If you sign up by tomorrow, you actually get a $10 off. So you definitely want to check that out. We'll give you the link in the show notes at the bottom of this video. You'll have a link to be able to register for that if you want to do that. So very, very excited. So Steve, tell us, is the heart connected to the brain? What's that all about?
Well, it certainly is. And, as we decided to go on this topic this morning, I'm looking over in one of my book holders, a book called The Science of Deliverance. Even though I've been studying this and I've got some of the research links online, I'm in the middle of a book, one of the many I'm reading, on the gut, brain, and heart connection. And this section on the heart brain connection. Listen to this. They did a study on rabbits where they took the right ventricle from the heart and cut it out of the rabbit, where they found specialized neurons in the ventricle that controls heartbeat. They put it in a tank with just oxygen and nutrients, and the piece of the heart managed on its own to be able to beat and contract. So they know that the heart within it has its own neuron generation. That's fascinating. The heart, when it's completely taken out of the body, parts of it, can continue to beat for a period of time. So, just one of the indications that electrical impulses just come from just about anywhere in the body. We know that the gut produces them. And it's a big part of why people get diagnosed with heart disease. They go to the doctor's office and they're stressed out being there anyway. Maybe they had to take off work. And then here comes the person in that scary white coat. And white coat syndrome causes us to have elevated blood pressure. So the nervous system, whether it was that or maybe you had a cup of coffee that morning and your blood pressure is elevated, and then you're on this borderline level of high blood pressure or a little bit over, and the doctor says, well, you need to go on this blood thinner, this blood pressure medication, this cholesterol lowering drug, which is completely off base, not effective. None of those work. And yet here we keep going down this path in America where it's the number one killer, and people are doing the same thing, going to these doctors that are diagnosing cardiovascular disease, and it's simple remedies that get it reversed. And we're far from it. The American Heart Association has put out a number of good research articles. I'm trying to see if we had that in here or if it was the one on autonomic control. Maybe you could open that. Yeah, American Heart Association journals. I have that in our article
Okay.
in the article that I wrote, Nutrition Foundations for Heart Health. It's on the
Yeah, I
third
see it.
page.
Yeah, I see it.
And
I'll
these
share.
journals, this particular journal, I'm referencing many of the medications that are chronically used by Americans, and some of them as beta blockers for blood pressure, metformin, disulfiram, and other vaporized inhalers. All these contribute to heart failure, and NSAID, over-the-counter COX-2 inhibitors, major contributor to heart failure. So we highlight that in the article, and then of course you can go to the American Heart Association journals and get the truth there. So many of these associations, like the American Diabetics Association, the American Heart Association, Cancer Society. The Cancer Society has studied more than 50,000 herbs that have anti-cancer properties in them. And are we applying those in our doctor visits? Not in 7 minutes of a doctor visit. They can't really cover much at all that's helpful for the patient, other than, here, go get this drug. I've got a good relationship with this pharmaceutical rep, and we get great discounts on these drugs, and we make good profits on them. So take your drug a day and keep the doctor away.
Well, yeah. Keep the symptom suppressed.
Yeah, you suppress symptoms that are there to help you. And we have those listed at the beginning of the article. You may want to read through that list, Jason.
The article on
Nutrition Foundations for Heart Health that I did.
How do the regular medications that you use cause dysfunction in your heart health?
No, I was referring to the questions at the beginning of the article, right at the start.
Right. Yeah. Some symptoms. Yeah. Right. So symptoms, obviously, we don't think that we should completely focus on the symptom in removing it altogether. I mean, we're going to have symptoms here and there, but symptoms are helpful for us to kind of understand a little bit about what's going on and get us started in the right direction. These questions here, and I'll actually share the screen so they can see it. Let's see here. So, do you fatigue frequently? Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have high cholesterol? Do you have excess belly fat or visceral fat? You want to explain to them what visceral fat is, Steve?
Visceral fat is actually a square centimeter measurement that can be done by an in-body device, which we have in our office. And the people that are coming to our heart health seminar next Friday will receive an in-body exam for the, attending the class. And the class is very reasonably priced for what you get. That, and then they'll also have, we're going to offer a very important, the number one marker for heart disease evaluation test. We're going to offer a big discount on that. So we encourage you to come to class if you really want to find out what heart disease is all about. Which, it's interesting, in the last week, well, we'll get to that, the testimony I want to share about a gentleman, but there was a woman who had a heart attack recently, and the very ingredient which we were recommending, she was not taking. It was on her protocol chart. It's guaranteed to lower triglycerides, bring cholesterol back in balance, help lower blood pressure, increase blood flow. It's just remarkable. And I'm gonna save that for the class before I share it. And it's been proven over 3 generations of study. So you want to know what your levels are of various nutrients in order to keep yourself in a safe place. This doctor checked her for an enzyme to see, wow, she had the symptoms of a heart attack. Sure enough, it looks like she had a heart attack. The numbness on the left side, and it wasn't real severe, but enough to get her attention. But now we've got to convince her the importance of what the research shows to take these nutrients. Nutrition is required for heart function. Nutrition is required for nervous system function. And along those lines, the questions we ask up there about cholesterol, well, triglycerides is another component that you want to find out about. If you're not sleeping well, or you have sleep apnea, that too is another trigger for heart disease. So the autonomic nervous system is involved with that. Our stress formulas are important for that. Our sleep formulas, they're all nutrients designed to enhance the body's ability to handle stress, to be able to sleep better. And it's just functional biochemical nutrition. not getting off into medications. Medications always have side effects. They always have depleting effects, destructive effects. And that's why God warned us about it. In Revelation 18:23, when I heard this message given by Ed Young, it was like 1996.
Mm.
And I was doing a lot of classes in biblical nutrition at churches. And I heard him preach about Revelation 18:23. For the merchants were the great men of the earth, and by their sorceries were all nations deceived. Well, merchants are moneymakers. We know who they are. They try to force mandates on vaccines. They try to force you to have so many vaccines for your kids before a certain age and so many well baby checkups. We just said when our kids are well, we're going to keep them that way. We don't need to go and fund the spirit of pharmakia that's trying to control the earth. And you've seen the documentaries. You see what OxyContin has done, and they still have it legalized, and the amount of suicides that are as a result of that. We know some personally that have also committed suicide as a result of medication. So God's warning us. That word sorcery is the Greek word pharmakia. And you look at the definition, it says witchcraft, medication, control. So I got really excited about it when I heard preached by Ed Young. And I was compelled to teach a class about it. So I started to do a presentation. I'm working on that. And I had a guy come in my office who is very prophetic in nature. And he came in and he said, you know, I was praying this morning. God put you on my heart. And he told me while I was praying that you had something you're preparing right now to share. And it's really important to him that you share it with whomever you see and wherever you go. So we put it in our book, explained the depth of it, what God was saying there, why he was warning us against that spirit of pharmakia, to run from it because of its destructive controlling effects. So we have to rise up and turn from the wickedness in this generation. The darkness is trying to take over our children and steal, kill, and destroy our lives. God is on the throne, and he always makes a better way for healing. Now, we know that emergency medicine is helpful when you have a car accident and you got an arm hanging loose and you got a brain hemorrhage and they need to go in and relieve that pressure to save your life. And those are all well and good, but the use or control of natural body functions with synthetic chemicals is destructive by its nature. And you have access to that American Heart Association journal. I encourage you to read that and research more. And then the additional one that's referenced here, drugs that may cause or exacerbate heart failure. That's another one that's linked there. And then on the previous page, the effect of the autonomic nervous system and the heart. Because we started to get into that, I really encourage people to get neurotransmitter testing. And I want to go ahead and offer 10% off on neurotransmitter tests for anyone who wants to order a kit from hearing this show. When you call our front desk, just give them that offer number, and the whoever's receiving that will send out a kit, and you collect the urine sample and send it off, and then we'll give you a detailed report. You can look on our website, nutritionhealthcenter.com, and you can see under assessments what the results look like, why it's important to measure levels of GABA and serotonin because they have a calming effect on the heart, and then looking at other neurotransmitters that excite or overstimulate the heart. We want to make sure that those are in balance. And you can see the effects of people who have too much stimulation in their life, which is a big part of America today, and how that affects the heart. So most of the time, people do not actually have a heart disease condition. It's a nervous system condition that comes up first, and then they get trapped into the pharmaceutical draw, and it just becomes a rut for the rest of their life, and their life becomes shortened, of course, because of that. And that's why we have shortened life in America, and the number one killer still being heart disease. So we can prevent all that. Even if you say, well, my father had heart disease, my grandfather had heart disease and died of stroke and heart attack. Well, they lived the same way. They were probably following many of the same eating habits from their culture that they grew up in. And it's It's all lifestyle, folks, guaranteed. There's very few situations where any heart disease is associated with anything other than specific lifestyle interventions, or what we
Right.
call epigenetics, our environmental factors. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to look at environmental factors. The article goes on further to share much of that, how you can do food and environmental testing, chemical testing with the LRA, checking your pH to see if you're acid loaded, doing micronutrient testings, specific micronutrient evaluation, doing a high sensitive CRP to find out if there's inflammation that's there, which triggers heart disease, homocysteine evaluation, another marker for heart disease, just understanding more of dysfunctional condition that lead to heart disease. And then getting into the 7 proven steps, but chronic stress focus is so important to deal with that and have a stress management outlet in order to overcome what that impact of stress does to the heart.
It's good. Love it. Yes. So, folks, we've got a quiz that we will be launching very soon. I wanted to show you guys here Steve's quiz. So I'm excited for you, Steve, and what this is going to do here. This is a Prosper Nutrition quiz. So if you're a Nutrition and Health Center client, Steve is, working with you on these questions. You can do the quiz as well, but he goes in depth with you on your specific health needs. But this quiz is going to help people really get started with supplements if they're not aware of what they should do or maybe aren't seeing a nutrition professional. And so this quiz we're going to be launching very soon within the next couple days. We'll definitely let you know and post a link. But you'll go in and you'll answer the questions. And one of the answers, if it's the most important health issue that you're dealing with, heart health, it will bring you to where you can download that article on heart health that Steve has put together for you. So we're really excited about launching this quiz because Steve can get you this information that he's poured his heart and soul over for the last 30 years and helping you with your health. So we're very excited about that. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. You can comment in the YouTube chat, like in the comments below. If you have any questions right now, feel free to put it in the chat as we're live. But that is something that is really important, is making sure that you know where you can get started and quality supplements that can really help you get results with your health.
Jason, I was thinking about, are we going to offer today the Heart Health Bundle on that coupon discount? Because
oh yes, definitely.
I'd really like to do that, because these are foundational nutrients that I take every day. Now, heart disease, I don't think is real common in our family. I mean, my grandmother lived to age 94, my great-grandmother 99, and my grandfather had cancer. My other grandfather had liver disease. So heart disease is common in a lot of Americans, but these foundational nutrients that are here in the Heart Health Bundle, they don't just benefit cardiovascular health. Like myself, the reason I take them is because, for example, the cell energy enhances cellular health. So I'm looking at improving cellular health in my brain. This especially is good for brain function, but digestive function is highly enhanced here. I just don't have troubles metabolizing fats anymore. I know we celebrated your birthday last night, Jason. I just went home and had a shot of my cell energy. And my probiotic, which is in the digestive bundle, the probiotic 10 max, a very well balanced 10 strains of probiotics to keep the digestion working. And I had one stomach upset and just felt great. Slept great, woke up feeling refreshed, and even indulged a little bit. We had some champagne celebrating your birthday and felt great today. Ready right after this to go jump into a leg workout for this part of the week. And the magnesium making all the difference in the world too, with not just the heart, but also for sleep, for digestion and elimination, nervous system function. wonderful, important nutrient. God tried to get the Israelites too. We'll share more on that later when we talk about detox again. And then our Pure Omega, a lot to share about Pure Omega and the reason why Jesus fed everybody fish. And then our Liver Protect. You need to look at the ingredients on this one, folks, because
Mhm.
I was able to consolidate about 7 or 8 different products that I was giving clients that were high quality targeted supplementation that they needed. Well, now I'm able to consolidate it in this one product. So take a look at this and you'll see a lot of the ingredients of things you're buying separately, and you're not buying the quality that this provides for you because we are sticklers about quality. I think we ought to
Yeah.
close with your statements on that, Jason, because you are the account representative that knows these
Yeah.
products well.
Yeah.
And
The quality of these supplements are definitely not matched really in the industry, or
they're not.
rarely matched. The way we have developed these products, we've been mentored by Dr. Russell Jaffe. He's helped us and provided these formulas for us and mentored us in how to use them with clients for the last 30 plus years. We've been using these formulas effectively, and people have been getting great results. Not only that, we've been taking them ourselves and giving them to our children. And, we're what Dr. Jaffe often will say is he's been doing it for so long, he's got perk babies, meaning like kids that have been raised on the formulas that he's developed. He's got the little terminology that he uses for different
Yeah.
things.
So we have
But
grandbabies now.
yeah,
And
so
of course, our oldest granddaughter is 16, and it's very possible in about 6 or 7 years we could have great grandbabies
yeah,
on our formulas. So we're
yeah.
excited
Yeah,
about
so
that.
one of the ways that you can think of quality formulas and try to identify them on the market is full disclosure labels. So everything that's in the product is on the label. Now, most companies aren't able to claim full disclosure labels because they are, one, maybe not doing third-party testing, which is another thing. So third-party testing confirms the product is what we say it is. That's independent third-party testing. So they're doing a test, confirming it, and letting us know that things are to the standard of what is said to be in the product. But full disclosure label is something that most people aren't really aware of, because there are certain aspects of supplementation that don't necessarily need to be put on the label. The regulations have rules that state that if you have a binder, filler, or excipient that's under a certain amount of the supplement, you don't have to put it on the label. And we don't like that. We want to make sure that we know what we're putting in our body. So we put everything that's in the product on the label so that you are aware. There are some terminologies that are required to be used that we can't, like, it doesn't allow us to put the actual information on some of those things. Like sometimes you'll see natural flavors or things like that. But contact us if you want to know what certain sources of nutrients are. We'll fill you in on those details. We don't want to keep that from you. We want to make you aware of that. So that's an important thing. And then the way we process some of these products is really differentiates the effectiveness of them as well. So we have certain products that are fat soluble nutrients like CoQ10. That's one that is really important for heart health, and it's a fat soluble nutrient. So if you are taking that product, you want to make sure that it is dissolved essentially in a fat. But is it going to be taken up is the question. Fat soluble nutrients are very difficult to be taken up. But if you micelize it, which is rare in these cases with CoQ10, if you micelize the product, which essentially breaks down those fat molecules into water soluble, essentially small enough so they can easily get through the cell membranes, then it allows your body to take in that CoQ10 so easily. And that's what we do with a lot of our fat, but pretty much all of our fat soluble nutrients are micellized so that your body can take that in really, really easily. So that's one example. There's other fat things that we can go into. I don't want to go too far into that right now, but we are committed to quality. We're committed to serving you, answering your questions, meeting your needs, making sure you get health results. We don't want to just sell you a product and say, bye, we'll see you later. we want to help you use the product so you can feel better, your family can feel better, and you can be healthy for generations to come, because we're sticking around. We're going to be here, and we're going to last. We're going to last generations. That's our goal, at least. We're really wanting to be here to serve you for generations to come. And so,
Yes, I was talking, speaking of which, I was talking to my dad last night, who's 88, soon to be 89 years old, and he works part-time delivering cars for a dealership. He delivered a car this week. Like
that's
he,
great.
he gets out every day and they drive over to the gym, work out. They go to a community club. And can you imagine at almost 90 years of age being fully functional like that?
That's
And, my mom's having some challenges because she had broke her hip years ago. So her mobility is limited, but so mentally sharp. I love talking to him on the phone. I just talked to him last night. So enjoyable.
Yeah, you can have vibrant health into old age. That we're going to die one day. We can't avoid that. We're going to get sick. We can't completely avoid sickness, but we can make our sicknesses less frequent and less severe. We can make that amount of I guess ill health at the end of life very short and not difficult like most people are afraid of. And a lot of that, pretty much all of that comes back to how we take care of our health, those 7 proven steps, and what we're doing day to day, how we think and what we believe. So that's what we're trying to do to help you all, and we're trying to do for our own health. So we believe that you can prosper and be in health, and we're excited to continue this work and work with you. Type into the comments any questions you have, any comments you have. We would love to hear from you. And again, we're live every Thursday at 10 a.m. Central. Now, I wanted to give you guys this coupon. It's today's date. No, it's not January anymore. It's 2/1/24 show. So that coupon code will provide 10% off all the supplements that we mentioned today on prospernutrition.com. So you put in that coupon code at checkout and it'll give you 10% off. The code is 2/1/24 show. 2/1/24 show. And that will give you 10% off. Thank you guys for joining us. If you're still here, we appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, get in touch with us. Steve, thank you so much for sharing your insights on heart health.
My pleasure. It was great. I know we're just getting pumped up for this seminar. I really encourage people to take everything that we're talking about for cardiovascular health. You're going to need it in the days ahead. The scripture talks about not letting your heart grow weary. Jesus is very adamant about how we guard our heart, because out of it flows the issues of life. So our emotional heart, our physical heart, our spiritual heart all need to be guarded by God's word. So Father, I just lift up those watching and those hungry for healthier hearts so they can endure with patient endurance the days ahead, the difficult times and the challenges and trials of people that try to influence them in a negative way. We thank you, Lord. We will consider you the Ancient of Days and the ways that you have for us, Father. Thank you for your healing power over our hearts, in Jesus' name.
Well, thank you, Steve. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week, 10 a.m. Central.